What makes someone truly evil? What makes someone become evil? Is it the world changes them? Destiny chose them to become this way? Or simply they just love to hurt people? They're a monster. And in this game, you are just that. A monster. Filled in a room with other monsters.
Caesar, we've got exit. No, she didn't expect us this time. No kidding. Yes, we're approaching the warehouse. Will do.
You hear some drilling noise and noises within the background, but you can't tell what it is exactly. All you can hear is just the noises itself, and your brain trying its best to know what is exactly going on. You finally wake up, see a pool of blood all around you on the floor, a TV, a bottle, and just you. Still very confused on what happened to you or what's going on exactly, you hear a ringing. You finally take your first steps on this area and where you are and finally take the phone.
Hello, exit. If it feels like something's been implanted at the base of your skull, that's because there has. It's a small explosive device, one that I can detonate at any time. It's in your best interest to listen to me. There's a lever in this room. I want you to find it and pull it.
After talking with the man on the phone, we are getting somewhat answers of what exactly happened to you and where you are, but you need to follow his demands at first. I like to take a second and look at this area, as this is a really nice starting area. This doesn't show you're just in some nightmare or you're just in some magical place. You're just here for some reason. Why you're here? That's the questions you gotta find for yourself. But it's very clear from the beginning, seeing all the blood on the floor, there's nothing good that comes out of this. There's not going to be a good ending for you or anything good coming out of it. You probably did deserve this, but we'll see.
Good. Now I need you to find a weapon. We left a few down there, so take a look around.
Walking more around this warehouse, you're going to be looking for finally your first weapon. Going into this restroom, you look around and you find toilet paper. You can probably do some serious damage with that, maybe. Looking more within that room, there is a hammer in this toilet. Hammers are short and reliable and good to give a lot of blunt trauma to your victims. But looking more around, we can also see a baseball bat within a dark corner. Baseball bats can give more blunt trauma than hammers do, and also they have more reach than hammers. But they do have also a bad turn on being a little more slower. At least you can get some nice home runs with your victims.
No exceptions.
And one last weapon you can try are your own fists, as they are also weapons. They can be used to fight back. It's really great from the creator, Tito. I hope I said that right. Giving you a lot of nice options to what you want to do already, and knowing that throughout this game, You're going to have your own choices. For this playthrough, I'm going to be using the hammer, because hammers are absolutely amazing to use, and I feel like Leatherface using them, so yeah. One thing to know is that all short weapons can be thrown, and this can be any weapons that are only short. Once we go upstairs, we see a note that lets us know how to use the flashlight. One thing I will say to the creator, what the fuck were you thinking by putting the Fallout flashlight? The worst flashlight option ever in any game. But that's probably the only gripe I'm gonna have with this game. Everything else is smooth sailing.
In the next room, there are some people that we've paid to try to kill you. I want you to show us what you can do.
Within going to the next room, there are going to be people who are out there to kill us, but they were only paid to do that. Either some of these people were probably picked off of the streets, people who were bad, evil, cracked out of their minds, whatever. Anyone who can just do this job just to go after you. As we can see outside, there are armed men with full AKs, weapons, and a van outside. I'm assuming that's probably the last area you need to go to, and probably paid as well. This feels like a whole entire operation. This doesn't just feel like anything out of a whim or anyone that just took you off and just wants to torture you for any reasons. We are finally introduced to the combat of the game and also finally seeing the enemies of this game.
Heads up! What? What? Oh. Ah.
Within your first interactions with the enemies and the combat of this game, you can see that it is not just these fancy gameplay that we see a lot in multiple games. This is just it. It is just you and this person fighting for their lives best as you can to survive. There's no reward or XP when you're getting someone. In the end, all you get is just their lifeless body and their weapon. This person probably did awful things to awful people and worse than that. But are you any worse than them? The act of violence has always been a topic within games. Some games always glorify it or make it a more funnier aspect of it, while some games like to actually talk about it and go in depth more of what violence really is. And I like to take some nice examples from the game Condemned Criminal Origins, Far Cry 3, and Manhunt. I would say the closest to PIGFACE that I have seen a bunch of more comparisons to is Manhunt. Manhunt is a game that involves and invokes violence. It definitely glorifies in it, but also does tell the story and shows what violence really does to people. Within the game, you're a person who has no empathy, no emotions, who is just a hollow shell. And you are in an operation where you need to get through these areas by the acts of violence. And the way how you do them is so inhumane, but yet you have no emotions about it because you are just there. And the enemies in the game are all bought and also working a part of it. Some could be crack addicts, some can be just there for the money or more there for worser things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who these people are. It doesn't matter who you are. You're just trying to get by and get out of there best as you can. And the combat for the game is not some cinematic or fancy way of fighting. It is just actual real violence. It is just how someone would probably act or be in any of these situations. Just two people trying their best to survive and see who wins. And I like to put that comparison with PIGFACE as the same thing with the combat. It is just two people desperately trying to survive and fight for each other and see who wins. That other person could be anyone, or they can have a family, or it doesn't matter in the end because you don't care and they don't care. And with PIGFACE, you don't care and they don't care. They're only here for one thing, and that is to kill you, and you are only there to kill them back. Within the more moral side of violence, your character yourself, there is not a lot to open about. Your character is a hollow shell, like I said. To take a different aspect look of violence, let's look into Far Cry 3.
Down here. Down here. You hit the ground.
Violence is a main focus in that game, and that main focus is all about what violence does to a person. Jason Brody, a good example of this, is someone who's never experienced any violence throughout his life, pretty much an average Joe, and until going into the Rook Islands is consumed by violence. And not only just there's violence in general, but the violence consumes them, and also people like Citra manipulating him to become more of thinking he's a warrior. That violence consumes him and fully turns him into someone that he is not, and makes him more messed up than ever. Within Far Cry's context, that's what violence does to someone, and that's what violence would do to someone. But if we're looking more in the other aspect, let's look at Voss. Voss with his infamous insanity speech, which I know I will probably play it, but I'm not doing a video on Far Cry right now. If you want to watch the Far Cry summary video, just go watch Inflation Man Pyrocynical's video.
That design is crazy.
But someone like Voss is a person who is fully consumed by the violence. It is in this cycle of violence and repeating. And for Voss, it's more of like he's trying to get out of it. But since he's stuck in this cycle, he is slowly losing his sanity. And also to note the fact, someone like Citra, his own sister, fully manipulated them and groomed them also to thinking that he can become this warrior and fight for her. And obviously this was the worst case of just getting into the violence. I know everyone likes to quote the insanity speech by Voss since it is a really big quote.
I'm lying. Fuck you!
But like I said, that's a completely different context to PIGFACE. PIGFACE is all more not just about the insanity and more going through this violence, because your character at the moment, since this game is still on early access, your character is just a hollow shell. They don't have any emotions or any empathy. But when I'm talking about with the context of Far Cry and the series itself, with violence, I'm more speaking about I wanted to know what our character was before. Did they really have to go through what Jason was going through, or what Voss was going through, or were they always just a hollow shell? We really don't know at the moment, but I still wanted to drive this point with the violence that maybe at some point they were just someone who were just normal and the violence consumed them and made them the way how they are now, or they always had this violence in them. With the 2 points I made with Manhunt being more about what violence is and shown, and Far Cry being more of the mental side with violence, now we're going to talk about Condemned and more of what violence does. I could just talk about the game and just the map itself, which I will, but I wanted to put this context and more story to this game since at the moment it is just early access and there's not a lot of story at the moment with our character and the areas that we go to, but I still wanted to just kind of at least put some context and also just generally talk about the idea and violence within games. And I think PIGFACE is a really good example of that. And also with Manhunt and Condemned, PIGFACE, all of these three I think the most have a lot of context to each other. All three games are evolving with the evoke of violence and more showing the violence than not more the mental side than Far Cry. And also they do have the same ideas a little bit and also the same atmosphere, as the atmosphere for all three of these games are really dark and very, very, very brutal. Far Cry was the more talk about the mental side and maybe to see if maybe our character, we can see the past one day from them, or just in general talk about our character and know who they are. As for me, on how I see Condemned within PIGFACE, it's more about the fear and the horrors of violence and looking at how much it actually is terrifying to see it. Within the game Condemned, you are fighting against just people. You are fighting not just monsters or dark creatures, you're just fighting regular people. Well, regular people I would say they are really cracked up or who are just evil and terrible people, or just as terrible as you, and you are just fighting these people, doing your best to survive, and that is just terrifying. It's more terrifying to know that you are facing against people that you would want to talk to or socialize with, but you are alone against these people who have done terrible things. Or those same people that you're fighting against are also very terrified of you. Violence evokes fear, it evokes chaos, it evokes nothing but just destruction. I'd say PIGFACE is so much more related to Manhunt, but at least for the combat, I think of more of Condemned. Condemned combat is really fast-paced, quick on your feet, and within you getting into these fights, it's scary, but you know, you feel the adrenaline, you feel the horrors and the fear within fighting these people, and you can see that within that game. And I think it's kind of the same thing for PIGFACE. You're just fighting these people and your adrenaline is pumping, you're terrified, but yet you can't get this feeling that you are enjoying it in some ways. Not actually, I mean game-wise. Game story-wise. But finally finishing and talking about the 3 games and the context of violence, now we can go forward and move more with PIGFACE and see more of the violence within this game. After finally taking care of our first enemies in the game, we are finally introduced to the guns of the game. We are finally introduced to a set of guns within PIGFACE. These set of guns are good examples to show how the gunplay is. The first 2 weapons we see, one is a double barrel and one is a Tech 9. The Tech 9, among favorites with gang members and in general with the whole world, Tech 9 is a gun that doesn't look as bad but does have a lot of malfunctions and was not favorited from the loss. It's quick and it is reliable and it is something that is just an icon. Next is the old reliable double barrel, specifically the sawed-off double barrel. A sawed-off double barrel is the most classic of guns that you can even think of. Within movies, within gangs, within everything, it is an icon that, no matter what, will never escape any game.
Fountain of youth. Let's try the other one.
One of these channels I like to watch a lot because I'm a gun nut myself. I love to watch them a lot. They made a whole entire video about the double barrel. Please go check it out. Actually, it's a really nice video. I love his videos a lot. They're fucking great. Over to the other table, we see an AK and a hunting rifle. I really don't need to say anything about the AK, as the AK-47 is the classic of classic guns as well. It is the most iconic gun and it is used within almost everything within the media, just as the double barrel. And the last gun within this set is the infamous hunting rifle. The hunting rifle is a classic, and rifles in general have been long here since the old war. And it is a very much historical gun. I was trying to find the exact model for this rifle because I don't really know which one, if it's based off of any or it's just a regular hunting rifle. I was probably thinking maybe
Sauer 100.
As I was looking through pictures, it does look like almost identical to it, but other than that, you do have your classic hunting rifle. For some guns in the game, they're different through how you hold them, how you aim them, and how you shoot. When aiming down on the Tech 9, it is kind of like this first person, a little bit third view, and it kind of reminds me a lot of Fallout 3's aiming. For the Tech 9 specifically, it is single fire only, and it is not full auto, as some Tech 9s are full auto. For the double barrel, when you aim down sight, it's the same thing. And also, of course, it is a double barrel. It is a shotgun that you don't really need to be precise with it. This is where it gets a little more interesting with some of the guns. For the AK, you could do a full aim on the iron sight and be more accurate with your shots. But for the AK, when the more you shoot, the more the gun goes up. Obviously, because recoil. Showing that some guns have more precision and more recoil control than some other guns do. For the hunting rifle, it kind of has 2 effects. With the hunting rifle, you can do a full-on zoom in where it does this scope view side, which is pretty cool. And for the hunting rifle, it is absolutely powerful, but the reloading speed is much more slower than the other guns that we have talked about. After learning about the guns and how they function, we go to the next room and we're finally learning how the health works in the game, especially syringes. One of the meds you can use is morphine. It heals you back to full health on use. You can hold up to 3 meds at a time and stash any extras that you can find. If you don't have morphine, you can slowly regenerate half of your health by not taking any damage for 8 seconds. In this game, morphine is your friend. It is the only thing that can help you out to keep going and to make your full health. Which, funny enough, the first mission we're going to do is going to be involving with a lot of morphine and drugs in general. After learning how the health works and the guns work, we can finally go through this little trial and see how we handle. And like I said before, and how brutal the melee combat was, the gunplay is absolutely as brutal and amazing. The enemies don't take any chance with you. Whenever they see you, they will fully shoot you on sight. You can see just how desperate the enemies are trying to kill you, but just how desperate you are to do the same. It's
fun.
inside now. We've got the van waiting.
After getting a taste on how delicious that violence was and finally finishing the trial, now it's finally to the next area.
I like watching you work, Exit. I knew you'd be a good pick, and I think you know why. When you're ready to go, step in the van. We'll take you to your apartment.
We will come back to this level later because there is actually a secret that we can find, and also an additional secret. Also, you can see in the armed soldiers that we were seeing through the window, as they wear a full black vest and full AKs. Now, if you're a psychopath maniac that is completely mentally ill, and you stay and kill the soldiers, this happens.
Okay. You didn't have to do that. Head to the van.
Kind of a nice, funny little moment to take away from how serious this game is. You get a bonus for that, by the way. You get like a 1,000 bonus from killing all of them. But finally being done with this mission, we can finally head out. This was just the very beginning of this never-ending cycle of violence. After getting out of the warehouse, we are finally now in the safe house. Your safe house is an area where you're going to be relaxing mostly and getting everything you need to go. Your safe house, or apartment I would say, is dingy, terrible, and disgusting, and it's meant to be that way. For such a terrible person you are, you do deserve at least something that is like this, suitable for you. The man on the phone left something for us on our bed. But first, let's talk about some of the things here in this safe house. One thing I like to say to the creator is they did an amazing job making every single area look complete shit, and I fucking love it. This really does look like the average apartment within LA. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's perfect. Psychologically too, I think this 100% fits the character, as we don't know who they fully are, but we can look into how they live. You can see their mind is definitely not well. Our first room is a little red room, and this little red room has a few foods, drinks, and a laptop there, which we'll be using a bunch in this game. Also to note that food does replenish your health, but not fully. Next room we have is a bathroom with a fucked up door. And if we go to the mirror, this is where we can change our clothes. The clothes don't have any significant thing to them, it's just to change your clothes. You can look cool, you can look preppy, and you can be just straight up naked, because why not? Sometimes you gotta let those melons hang out. Come on. For the sake of being a serious video, I'm just gonna go with the assassin outfit because it does look super cool and I feel like a boss ass bitch. And last, all we have is just a living room with a shit TV and a shit bed, and to look outside while listening to some chill music. It's a really cool safe house. I really genuinely like this. It's such a vibe. I really love it. Finally, we can open the briefcase and see what's inside. And what is inside is a mask and a gun, a Tech 9. Masks are very important in this game, and I would definitely talk about them way more. But I want to go through this first level and to show what it does. After that, now it's finally to go to the little red room. And once we open up this laptop, this is the area where we get all the missions we need and also what we need to buy. When opening up the laptop, we see the main creator's name on there, based by the way, and we see a background with just the grass and a blue sky field. Pretty much a big huge hint to the Windows screen. The two apps we only have is Bubba's Supply and World Maps. By pressing Bubba's Supplies, we have the open store. Point out, that is the most American fucking store I have ever seen. But this is basically your store and where you're going to be buying weapons, melee weapons, and also your morphine and even some other stuff that we can't get yet until we get to the other levels. Exiting out of the store, now we have the world maps. When clicking on it, it shows a view of the next areas we get to go to. And our next mission is the farmhouse. When clicking on the level, it shows a description and objectives on what you need to do and how much you'll get paid for it, especially for the bonuses you do. Derelict farmhouse somewhere outside the city, currently occupied by a group calling themselves the Smilers. Orders are to find a sample of their drugs, some folders containing information about their other hideouts, and to kill as many of them as you can. There's a fat bonus into this for you if you kill all of them. After finally learning the information we have, it's time to go officially to our first mission. Before heading out to the mission, we are in a van, and within this van, there are basically all the stuff and necessary things you need before going out. In front of us is 2 buttons where it shows where you can use your melee weapons or armor. Of course, we don't have any armor right now or any melee weapons, so we can't really use any. And the left of us is where we can view our guns, and we can switch to any of them. And on top, it shows the stats and what the gun does. Now, since we're not going to be really using any guns, since we only have the Tech 9, we're just going to be using that. And I also purchased a suppressor because you can purchase some within the shop depending on the gun, because we're going to be going to this mission in a stealth way. And for the last 2 buttons, we have the specials, which we don't have yet, like the mines, and also we do have 1 mask, but I still don't want to talk about the mask yet until we get more into the game. Then finally, we have the area where we can store our health or any morphines we can pick up. Other than that, we are ready to go and set up for this first mission, the farmhouse. First thing you must immediately know after getting out of the van, you have your phone right next to you and showing you the objectives you need to do. First thing to note, getting out of the van, you can really feel the rain hitting your clothes. As we look around, we see a cornfield, a little farm, and the house. Well, it's time to check the objectives. We need to take the drug samples from the barn and find 2 files that we need. And optional to get the bonus is kill all of the gangs. Walking forward ahead, you see 2 directions to each of the areas. You see the little barn and the big house. As you're trying to think ahead and plan out where you want to go first, you need to know that you're going to be stealth within this mission. You need to hide into the shadows, and you need to be precise with your shots to not alert them. You think your best bet is to go more of the farm, so we're going to be going in the left side. You see your first victim. As you slowly approach them, hiding around the bushes, you instantly shoot them down. Kill them easily. Your training is done with. This is the real deal now. And like before, when they go down, you can't take their weapons. This does include guns as well. Trying to stay within the dark and using the sounds of the rain to help you noise your shots, you gain some attraction, but not too much. You're pretty far away from the house, so the rest of the people in the house are not really going to hear you as much. But you are being pretty sloppy with your work. But you still keep a good undetected and finally find the stash that you were looking for. With finding the stash of drugs, we see a letter that is poorly hand-drawn, pretty much my handwriting, and says this: Yo, who's ever on the next batch, we're low on drain cleaning. Need someone to step up to the plate and get some. Thanks, BP. Looks like from here that they were fully setting up this operation, and we are here to mess them up. What we have to know in this game, it's not black and white. We're not the heroes, we're not the villains. We are just here in this world fighting against other people who just want to kill us as well. After being done within the barn, now it's time to head to the main area, the house. Just to take a quick look of the scenery outside, I love this mission. I love how it looks from the outside. It looks amazing. The rain, the thunder, everything. It just fits perfectly. This is the smallest level out of all the other ones, but it's just perfect. I think it's the best first mission you can do and really get you hooked into this game. Going forward more to the house, you're getting more enemies and they start to clutter you. You start to feel desperate. You start to feel the same way you have been killing your victims. You get killed just the same way. No crazy game over screen or anything. You just die and show the amount of money you have wasted and your hospital bills. But no rest for the wicked. Let's try that again, shall we? Instead of taking the left side, we're now going to be taking the right side, which is the full main house, and going to the backyard. Learning from your mistakes the first time, now you are truly learning on how to be a killer. You're being more precise with your shots and being more stealth. Going to the more of the house path, you have finally breached inside of the house, and you see one of the first files you need to collect. You can see within inside the house, it's grimy and disgusting looking. Perfect area for these games. Once you reach the top level and get this person, you finally get the next file. Once receiving this file, we basically pretty much finish the objectives and we need to do one last one, which is get the drugs. But before doing that, we need to go for the little secret. By going to the side of the window and going on top of the building, there's a little hole that we can go through. By going through this hole, we can see a few boxes and a mask. I know I keep saying this, but I promised I would talk about the mask. It's just, there's a lot of them and I'm trying to establish every single one of them throughout each level. I promise they are important. After getting the mask, it's time to get the drugs and get the last people that we need to take care of. Before getting the last gangs and getting those drugs, there is a little shack that we can go to and it has another letter that says this. September batch. Notes. Some shakes, dizziness and nausea. One case of a dude going completely numb for 4 days. Fall off a roof last week. Could be related. Think we're good to ship. Need to sign off. Looks like more of their operation and the stuff that we're doing and selling off to the people. Just like the cycle of violence, it's the same thing with drugs and addiction. It's never ending. It always will be the cycle. You're a part of that cycle too, by using a lot of morphine to kill yourself. We're finally near end of this mission and going for the last gangs and going for the drugs. The great key difference in how you did before, being sloppy and going through a different route, to you being more precise and stealth and going through a different route, it does show that the way how you play matches on the areas. Whenever you finish a mission, it will always do a slow-mo moment telling you that you officially finished it. We finally get the drugs and we finally finish our first official mission. I think this mission in this area does tell you a lot. It does tell you on how you should play the game and more so how you want to take it. Do you want to go stealth? Do you want to go loud? Or do you want to go in the direction that's different? Overall, this mission is a perfect example on what you're going to be dealing with in the other levels. Every time you finish each mission, it does show everything you have done, even the bonus cash you have gotten. After getting all of this, we finally get a cutscene.
Caesar, the sample came back. It's the same dog shit we've been finding everywhere else. Yes. I'll be giving her next job soon. Don't worry. But by the way, I've been meaning to ask you about something. What? A raise? No, of course not. Of course. Yes, sir. Understood. You retrieved from the house and found another one of their hideouts. Looks like a lily pad. A place they take materials, make their shit, and send it somewhere else. Check the map on your laptop for the job.
With the information we have gotten, we're going to be going to the next location to stop them. A thing to know, of course, this game is early access, so we're not going to know the full story or what's been going on at the moment. For now, we're going to be focusing on our task and going to the next area. Before doing that, we can go to the shop and we can see new guns we have gotten, which I will be talking about them when we get into the van. The next level we're going to is an area called the Sunset Motel. Clicking on it and the description of what we have for this mission says this. An abandoned motel motel that was occupied by squatters up until recently says in the files you retrieved from the farmhouse that this place belongs to Bon Bon, whoever that is. From the outside, this motel seems to be a lily pad. The smugglers ferry the drugs within the motel to the city, though we're unsure if the drugs are produced there too. Whatever the case may be, your orders are to destroy any and all the drugs-related equipment to find the information that will reveal more about their places of operation and to kill Bon Bon. Well, our next stop is the Sunset Motel. We know you are feeding for more and you want more blood. Well, let's go get some. Before heading out, we're going to be using the two new weapons that we got within the store. The first gun we have is the S357, or the infamous Smith & Wesson, a revolver that was used by many cops and also in general a classic revolver that everyone has used. I myself am a person that loves revolvers. I adore revolvers. They are my absolute favorite weapon. Revolvers are the icon of power. They represent style and they represent obviously the West days, and they're just everything of being absolutely badass and feeling like a badass. Interesting things you can see within this revolver is one, you have a white stock and a silver lining and also a short barrel. So obviously this is more of a double action revolver than a magnum revolver. And you have the addition to put in a large sniper scope and a suppressor, making this look like a Han Solo type of revolver. It is a very powerful gun and does good one hits to enemies that don't wear armor. The next gun we'll be talking about is the MAC-10, specifically the VMAC-45. One thing I'd like to say that I've been saying multiple times, there's a lot of guns that are related to gangs and law enforcement, if you can see a pattern here, where the creator for PIGFACE decided to just choose these weapons by chance or in general wanted to represent the guns of the game. I think they are perfect use. They are perfect because they represent the scum, the just terrible people using these type of guns, or also because they're just badass. But yeah, what we're going to be using is the revolver with the sniper scope and the suppressor. And we're not going to be stealth, but we're going to be more precise with our shots. As within this map, it's a lot more close quarters and more people within this area. So we're going to need to be more precise to where we're shooting and also where we need to look at. The difference from the first mission and the second mission is that there's a lot more enemies around and they are patrolling like crazy, especially in the back area where the pool is at. So we're going to have to be more precise with our shots and make our shots count. By going into this cornfield, we can hide around them and go to the big huge pillar up there. By going on top of here, we have an opening where we can see every single part of the gangs and we can scout them out. We can also see a little note here and some items we can pick up. Once we read the note, it says this. So I'm thinking that if we can get a patio chair up here and we can tape up some canisters to it, then all we need are some electronics and like a helmet, and boom, baby. Fucking rocket chair. Hell yeah. I don't know if this is a reference to anything or it's just, you know, the gang fucking around, but pretty cool. Now we have the full on side view on where we can see them, and what we can do is we can try to plan out what we need to do. Now, plan A, we maintain this position and get every shot we can off of the gangs. We save our health and we have a big huge opening than before. All we have to do now is take care of the people within inside and also the back area. After successfully doing that, we can get the first objects that we need for this objective. Going into one of the rooms, we can find one of the drug supplies that we need to take out for the bonus cash. Before heading to the back, we're gonna go right here real quick because there is another secret mask we can get. It's through this room right here. In order to get through it, we just need to shoot the barrels down. By heading inside this room, we find the mask that we need and also a note and a dead body. The note says this. Found this word mask. Looks Aztec or something. I tried putting it on my skin, but it gets all dry and crinkly. Maybe it's cursed, or I'm just allergic to the type of metal it's made out of. Whatever it is, it'll probably sell for a fuck ton. I don't think this could be a reference, but I'm just gonna say it. It reminds me heavily of The Mask, the movie The Mask. So I don't know if he took inspiration off of that, but yeah. Going to the back area, we can see a ton of enemies here, and I think all of them are mostly here because they're trying to protect the person we're trying to go and kill for. After taking our shot, our stealth is away, and now it's time to go guns blazing. But we still want to keep that composure and try our best to be precise with our shots. The revolver we're using is a good weapon, but it is not good for close quarters as much because it does shoot pretty slow, and obviously I have wasted all the ammo, so I do need to switch to a better gun. But since we're being more precise and laid back with our shots, we took out half of the enemies and not having to deal with a bunch of them, so most likely we were just having to deal with most of them inside. And finally, we can go take care of Bonbon, the person we were supposed to go and kill. We see her in this red room with a double barrel, so we do need to be very, very careful, as if we get one shot off of them, they kill us instantly. But of course, the cool girl I am, being badass as fuck, I get her with a fucking no scope because I am just that bitch. And finally finish the objectives. Now, that's plan A. Plan B, however, is... Oh, fuck. Shit. Hold on, let me just try that again. So that was plan B. After that crazy stunt was done, now it's time to go.
That laptop you found in the motel had good info on their operation. Looks like they've taken residence in one of the city's old rail stations. It's where all the drugs are coming and going. We're sending you there with explosives. Blow it all up.
Our next stop is a train station we're going to have to go and blow up to mess up their supplies more. Now, I'm not going to be going into description or anything like that in this one, as we didn't really get any new weapons except for that infamous scooter, as I like to call it. We're just going to head straight into this next mission, because also in this mission it introduces us to a new enemy that we're going to have to deal with within the next level, and they are strong to deal with. So, our next stop is...
Outcome? Train go boom.
As we get ready for this next mission, we're going to be using the infamous shovel and also the new weapon, the skuduk. I don't know if I should keep referencing it that way, but I'm just going to keep doing it. The infamous skuduk is a gun that was designed as a lightweight semi-automatic carbine to serve as the standard issue for infantry rifles in the Soviet Union. And original name is... I'm not pronouncing that, because fuck you. It's pretty of an odd weapon from the bunch of the weapons that we've been using, but it's reliable and good enough to use for this next mission. After getting out of the van, there's one major thing that we need to know from this level compared to the other ones, is that it is a giant map. Compared to the other two levels that were more closed in and more close quarters, this map is a lot more larger, meaning that there's a lot more opportunities and multiple choices for you to do and more enemies spread out. The first option we can take is a hard left. Within this side, we're more of the lower area of the train station. Within the middle or the front way, we have a bunch of mines set up right there and just the middle gate, which we can just straight up run in there and just go guns blazing. And we have the right side that just leads more to the back area of the train station. So for some reason, there's a huge billboard that says "My husband is dead." I don't know what reference this is, but it's there. Since I'm trying to be more precise and try my best to stay away from the conflict, I'm going to be going with the right side. As learning from the two levels, it is best to stay back and try to pick up your enemies one by one from a far distance. But still though, the option of going loud is not a bad thing either, and you can still do the same thing from both. Reach the back end area that's more like a parking lot, and this is where we can get into the entrance as well within the train station. And we start getting to work. I found this moment a little interesting while playing the game, as our character, Exit, which is her name by the way, is very emotionless, and like I said before, is a hollow shell, but their only emotion is a little chuckle, laughing, knowing that they're just killing half of these people and just getting headshots. Basically, every edgelord.
Listen to you, you fat fucking redneck, sitting in front of your goddamn Connect mic with your nuts hanging out of one side of your shorts. Shut the fuck.
This is a shovel.
Dear God.
Or as I like to call it, the Moby Deck. Or the wrath of the shovel, Jesus and Mantis helped me in this journey to smite thee. So yeah, the shovel's pretty cool to use. As we delve inside of the train station, we can finally meet the chef. The chef doesn't have really any special abilities or any weapons except for a machete. So of course, we have to give them the good old Moby Deck. After killing him off, we can take the machete, which doesn't really do anything and does more quick taps, and also you can throw it. Going to his cook station, we can see a huge menu, some food around, and a little note. The menu consists of Monday, beef, Tuesday, beef, Wednesday, chicken, Thursday, beef again, Friday, pizza party, weekends, fuck off, I'm sleeping. Before looking at the little notes, we can also find one of the masks. That is not really a secret, it's just more open, but like I said before, the masks are important. They are, I promise. And the little note on the wall says this. Hey chef man, look, we love the food and all, but some were wondering if any of it you've been making contained cats. It's not a problem really, but it's just that some of us are allergic, so maybe cut down on that domesticated animals? Thanks. I'm surprised they haven't done human meat yet, or probably they already did, but they're just very tired of eating human meat. Dealing with some more of the gangs, there's another area that we can go down deeper, but this area will be coming to way later to the end of this level. Last area we go to is the upper area, the main area where the train stations are at, and this is where half of all the enemies are, and it is pretty difficult to fight here. The reason why I say this is that there's multiple enemies hiding with around these tracks, and also the trains themselves actually move around here, and you can get instantly killed from them. Another thing is too is that there's some smilers now with armor gear, with a full-on vest and a helmet, so they take a little more longer to kill while trying to go for headshots, but you can shoot them more in the lower body. These are not the new enemies that I'm talking about, by the way, that are stronger. We will get to them in a bit because they are in the end of this level. Since we deal with some of the enemies from a far distance, we don't have too much of them to deal with. After finishing all the gangs on the top level, we need to put in one of the C4s for the main objective. Once we do this, we need to run away and let the explosion happen. After that's finished, now it's time to go to the lower last area within this mission. We're going to be going a different route, as this route does lead to just a straight area to the room. Within walking this area, we can see a dark tunnel and then a sign that says good luck. While getting it ready to enter this tunnel, we can see a plethora of mines, so we can try to shoot them down and each of them will explode. After being done with that, we can slowly descend down to this dark tunnel and see a broken door. Through this broken door, we break it down and we see one straight hallway with a red light and someone standing there. We see them from a distance and can't tell who they are or what they are there to do, but one thing's for sure, they instantly go and try to shoot you. traversing more to the hallway, we can finally be in the last room that we need to deal with. Going to check on the body, you can see that this person is very different from the other gangs that we dealt with, even the gun they used. They're wearing a full blue vest and also a heavy vest and had a helmet on. Whoever these people are definitely not the gangs that we've been fighting against. We check around the corner and see one of the same people wearing the same stuff. They fully tanked our shot, by the way, with a full shotgun. These people are definitely not just random gang members. These were the heavy enemies that I was talking about that you will have to deal with. They may not be scary and strong now because there was only 2, but the next mission, there is literally tons of them. Whoever these people are, we will have to find out in the next mission. After planting the C4 in the last area, now it's time to go and leave and go to the next mission. But before going to the next mission, we have very big, huge information on the next cutscene.
Notice those police uniforms? And landmines? Seems like there was a breakout recently. A bunch of your old pals decided to form up and start making explosives. Call themselves jumpsuits. Stupid fucking name. Anyways, we're sending you into their territory to clean up. Can't let them think they can piss wherever they please.
With the information we just found out, especially knowing that these were our old pals, we have a lot of questions to ask. Who are these people? Were they really my friends? Did I really had a life before and I was just taken away through all this stuff happening? Questions to ask, but answers not to be answered. For now, we have to keep going. But this will be the official last time we deal with the Smiler gang. Now it's time for one of the next missions, the hardest mission actually, I will have to say. No longer we are dealing with simple gangs, now we are dealing with a full force we have to deal with. Getting ready for this mission, we have a new gun that we need to discuss before getting into it. Also as well, we have the official mines here, which landmines do 400 damage and can be good use against people trying to go after you. But they can also kill you as well, so do be careful with that. Then we have the next shotgun, which is the newest one, the R87, or as for some reason, I don't know why this was named that, but it's actually meant to be the KS-23 shotgun. This is the KS shotgun. The KS shotgun was developed and around the Soviet Union, Russia. The KS-23 is renowned for its large caliber, firing a 23mm shotgun shell, equating to 6.278 gauge, using the British and American standards of shotgun gauges. Basically being the largest shotgun within modern times at this moment. And with this shotgun specifically, you need to use a scope with it because the shells are that fucking strong. At this point, it's a goddamn sniper rifle, so using a scope with it, you can shoot far distances with the shotgun. And in-game wise for PIGFACE, the shotgun is really good up against the jumpsuits, which I will be talking about throughout this level. After getting ready to get out of the van, we need to do is locate the landmine schematics and also kill kill one of the killers and kill all of the jumpsuits. After learning how all 3 levels work and how each of what you have to do, this is the level where they really challenge you. They challenge you within close quarters, far distances, and landscape. And also dealing with the new gang, the jumpsuits. The jumpsuit gangs are not like the Smilers, who are mostly psychotic and trigger happy. They're a lot more, I would say, locked on to you. No matter where you are, no matter how far you are, they will get a shot on you and they will shoot you down instantly. Also, you have the heavy jumpsuits, which they have the full armor that we fought against in the last mission. There's a lot of directions we can go through this mission, but where we're going to is this little house we can go to. By going here, there's a giant hole that we can jump down to. But one little issue is that once we go down this hole, we will have a plethora of health gone, and we need to use a syringe for that. But it is the best choice to take because we can go instantly to one of the main parts of the missions that we need to do. A small price to pay for something big. Once we finally head on down, we need to start going to the directions where we can go to one of the main mission points. The sewers are basically going to be your biggest help you're going to need to going through this mission, because you can't just go through the front and start blazing everything, but there is a ton of enemies in this mission, so you kind of need to try your best to be stealth. Finally finding the point, we're gonna have to jump over these huge boxes and finally making it to one of the first main points. This is already huge quick as you can to get 1 point finished, which is getting the schematics when you need for the landmine. After doing that, now we need to go after the killer named Kill Switch to go and finish this last part of the mission and go and kill the rest of the jumpsuits. So we go down to the sewers again and go to another waypoint that we can go instantly to them and start trying to kill them. But like I said, this level is hard. After dealing with half of all the enemies, we still need to go after Kill Switch and finally get the bag that we need. And also, quick side note, within one of the sewers, we can see one of the masks that we need to get. But this level alone has a ton of enemies here, and half of the time I'm always at 1 health and need to use a morphine. So if you are going to be playing stealth, you really need to choose your battles and try your best to not be seen, because once you are, you will get all of them ganging up on you. While scouting at the area and getting ready to go to the last location, I unfortunately got shot from a sniper from a far distance. This is what I mean, that this level alone tests you with everything they got, with range and close range. Instead of going through the sewers, where we're going to be going is on top of those ramps to the pipes and going to Kill Switch, easily trying to go and kill them instead of going after the schematics. Through her side, there is a bunch of landmines around the ground, so you need to be careful while traversing through this area. But since we're on the top levels, we can easily just jump on top of that house and easily kill her. And since her shotgun is pretty much a sniper, we can shoot the people on top that killed us last time easily. After finishing off Kill Switch, the worst way, they had to go out by the way, we make a quick pit stop to one of the little sewers where we can get the last mask. And this last mask is actually the main mask of the game, the box cover of it. And this mask specifically can do something that the rest of the other masks can't do. But like I said, we'll talk about it later. We need to deal with some more of these enemies since we need to start over again. After finally dealing with all 40 of them, now we just need to go for the schematics and finally leave. No joke, I was ready to go to the area and I did not even notice there was a landmine there, and I was like, my heart stopped because I was so scared that I was actually gonna die and have to do that all over again. Is this how Pyro feels every time when his commissions are open?
I want to play something else.
Hey, my favorite pretty boy Femtwink Pyro.
After leaving this mission, we have one of the biggest cutscenes that I actually have been referencing a quote this whole entire time since the beginning. And this is mostly kind of major character development on our character ourselves.
Caesar? Yeah. No reservations about it. I'm not surprised. You know how many fights she got into in there? I wouldn't imagine she made any friends. Uh-huh. Affirmative. Also, about earlier. Yeah, I do want to raise. 10,000. I don't think it's unreasonable. Do you know how much You fucking asshole. You know, something that I like about you is that you don't seem bothered by the fact that I could kill you at any second. I don't think it's because you're too stupid to understand the gravity of the situation. I think it's because, to you, this is fun. When I was digging around in your brain, I didn't see anything. No love, hatred, no regrets either. Just a pure and distilled joy for killing. A slave with no master. We've got a new job lined up for you. I hope you like malls.
This was a pretty big, huge breakthrough with the whole game as an entirety. At the moment, this game is still early access, and we don't know fully on what our character's intentions or any of the characters in this game our intentions are. But knowing the fact that we see some tension between the guy on the phone and his leader, and also with our character Exit, we can see that things are starting to change. And knowing a major character development with Exit is that, like I said before, she is a hollow shell, but the only one thing that is truly still has emotion is the joy of killing people. A monster who is out of control and is only built to destroy. Now, those were the only levels that were actually available, but in the recent 2 months, the mall was recently added to this game, and with new masks and weapons. This story is not at an end, it is only just beginning. Before entering this last level, we're going to be using some good items for this level that can help us get through it. I forgot to show it, but we did buy some additional armor, which medium armor can help you out to at least stand enough some bullets and try to be more protective. Lastly, we're going to be using the hunting rifle, as the hunting rifle is the best use for this weapon and this level alone, because there is a point in the beginning where we need to be far distance for this. And the hunting rifle is also a good gun that can easily shoot any jumpsuits that are wearing full armor. Getting ready for this level, we do have to do the task, and the task that says we need to eliminate Taylor and also Tinker, which are the two people that have been making these mines that we've been seeing throughout the levels, and also find an inactive turret to bring it to the van. Taking a quick second to look around this map, it looks amazing. The snow adds onto this really cold but somber effect to this map, and it generally looks beautiful, but it feels sad, it feels lonely, and I think that's the point that Tito was trying to drive with this map. Or maybe not. It does give me Metro vibes, which is a really, really fucking cool game. Maybe I might do a video on it, I don't know, but Metro looks sick, and it does remind me of it. If the suburbs was basically to challenge you at your max, I feel like the abandonment is all about how much you have learned and really using your skills to the test. You have become a full expert on each of these levels and really have learned how to be a true killer. Also, in this new level, we also have a new item that we're gonna have to deal with, and this new item or trap is auto turrets. Whenever you are far distance, these auto turrets don't do anything, but whenever you go close to them, they instantly try to shoot you down. That's why specifically in this level, the best decision you can do is using hunting rifle and then just shoot everyone from a far distance and shoot them down. By doing this, you're making yourself more of a wider opening and also easier for you to get inside the mall. After clearing out many of the enemies that are on top and also using mostly snipers that can't spot you very easily, you can mostly go easily with inside the mall now, and mostly need to now deal with the people with inside. I forgot to mention this within the game because usually whenever you get into combat, the music always fades instantly, which I think I know why that happens, but there is combat within this game, the music, and the music in this game is amazing, especially for this level.
Stop it! Down you! Oh, fuck! It's one of them! Ow!
It's a really cool thing. I think why the creator did this was because whenever you're getting into these fights, like I said before, it's intense, it's, you know, the adrenaline's pumping in, but in the end, everything all fades out instantly because the combat's over. And I think that's really cool. Finding an inactive turret, we go and bring it back to go get that extra bonus. Reasons why we need this, we don't know, and we probably won't know until whenever he makes a new level for this game, to be honest. Moving in, we can use one of the new guns for this new map, a whole LMG. The LMG is a really good gun because it has a huge ammo and also is pretty powerful, but slow iron sight. I'm just gonna let this play out, by the way, because I really want you guys to hear the music of this game because it's really fucking cool, especially for this level alone. For this level's track, the track is called No Frills. I mean, I hope I said that right. And also you can check out the official soundtrack within YouTube, by the way. It is raw and I love how it sounds. It sounds like really aggressive, and I think that perfectly sums up the jumpsuits gang. Another cool thing I like about the combat is that the more enemies, the more progressively the music gets intense, which we're about to see here in a moment. But first we need to go to this container. If we go to the container, we can get a whole ass chainsaw, which can be used goodly for another mask that we're going to find in this level alone. Just to show you how raw and intense the combat can be without me using any music and just the music itself, this is how intense it can be. The track for this level is amazing, and I think all the tracks for each of the levels is so good. The soundtrack is mwah, chef's kiss. Getting one of the main objectives done by killing Tinker, now we need to kill the last killer, which is Taylor. Also, side note, I forgot to say this and mention it because in the last level, everything was so intense, I completely forgot. But in this level, you can also use another healing factor, and that's cigarettes, or people within the UK, fags. I'm saying this because there are two people who are specifically in the UK who watch my videos. I see you guys. Hi. By using up a cigarette or a fag, they basically don't fully heal you. You can stack upon them as well to heal you pretty much fully, but they mostly help you with getting you a higher defense, as that's what they're mostly do. Also, before traversing through this level, we need to get something within this room. If you go over there in this side, you can find a hockey mask and a little hockey stick. This is the final last mask as of right now in this game, and I think it's one of the most broken masks mask, and I hope Tito does not fix this at all. I hope they keep it broken, please. If you're watching this, going through this level, we can also go through those type of shops. And before we can get anything, there's one enemy that's hiding there, so I had to take care of them and fully slice them up. I did forget if this was a character from a game. I think I've seen this game. I don't know. I could be losing my mind here. We find a sledgehammer and also a little note. And the note, well, you know, we can actually pick up is one of these movies, and that's all. Also, the last room we can go to, and one of the newest items, the last new item that we can pick up here, is this piece of armor, which is really good, that can be used to protect yourself way more better than the medium armor that we used. We finally reached the end of this level, and we need to go to one last area. But before we do that, we're going to go a different way instead of just the front. By quickly going outside and going to this little corner of the window, you can already be in the next area, the last area that you need to be. This final area, there's a full set of guards, and also this huge little roller coaster. This little roller coaster here has a huge turret that you need to take out. You can also ride on it, which is pretty cool. We can see the last killer in their little area surrounded by guards. We get into our final last fight. After finally clearing them out, we are officially finished with this level, and we can finally leave back to the van. Once doing so, we finally get our last cutscene for now in this game. Ending with the end credits scene, of course, being you have reached the end of the early content. I can tell that within that cutscene alone, we can finally see that our character Exit is trying to find a way, probably to take out the bomb in their head. The game's officially finished, but we need to finally talk about the thing I've been finally needing to talk about, the mask. And since this video has been going way too fucking long, and I am very fucking tired now, we're gonna be doing this in a classic style. We're gonna do a fucking tier list. First off is the Smiler mask that you get within the suitcase. Basically what it does is that it gives you more syringes. Pretty cool, but not really that great. B tier. The little confetti hat that you can find in the secret area of the warehouse, which mostly all it does is just makes the enemies, you know, explode with party hats. Full on S tier. The sloth mask that you can find within the farmhouse, all it does is just slow down time whenever you get a kill, which can be pretty cool for just some clips, but it's not really that great. C tier. The mask that you can find within the Sunset Hotel and the Armadillo mask is really fucking cool. Basically all it does is negate any damage you get from explosives. You still die from explosives, but reduce the damage of it, and also you get more explosives. A tier. The scary face mask that you can find within the train station, all it does is reduce the health of enemies, but you get spotted pretty fast. Not too bad, but C tier. The mask that you can find within the suburbs, the Jack Rabbit mask, all it does is pretty much make you go zoom zoom and jump a little faster, but you die also faster. So it's just good for speedrunning mostly, but it's an iconic mask, so B tier. The hockey mask that you can find within an abandoned mall is S tier instantly. Basically any melee weapon that you use and kill anyone with it 5 seconds, you are invincible. I'm not doing that reference, fuck you. And you are basically just take no damage from any melee weapons or any guns. It is actual S tier. Tito, please do not change this. Finally, we are in the end of this video. I am extremely tired. I need to go to work like literally in a bit, but I kind of wanted to sit down and talk real quick with you guys. I want to say that thank you guys so much for watching this video. I did not suspect that this was going to be a long video, my first 1 hour video, pretty much. I thought this was going to be a short video. It was not. I was so dead wrong, but still, I really wanted to put in a lot of work and passion because there was a lot of Wi-Fi problems with me and making the Plants vs. Zombies video, and also the servers suck in there. But two, mentally I've been struggling with a lot of stuff, and I've been trying my best to get a video out for you guys. because it's just been kind of hard lately. A lot of personal stuff I can't really say, but I'm still trying. I'm still doing my best and having a lot of hope, and I hope me making these videos and taking the time I need for you guys to do this, I hope you guys can enjoy that. This was a really cool game. I really like this game and I can't wait to see more from it. I'm really happy what this game is becoming, and Tito, the creator, if they do ever watch this, I don't know if they will, or you know, Mr. Fat Man Cynical. Sorry. You know, it was a really nice game. It was a really good game, and I would love to play more of this game and fully talk about it once it fully comes out. And I just can't wait for that. And I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed this video, or if you guys didn't, please let me know. You know, I would like to know, really. I want to improve best as I can and show that I can reach those heights and not just make simple videos, you know? It's really cool seeing this project go from nothing to something huge, as I was watching Tito's video on the demo that he was making a long time ago. And it's really cool how much progress he has made, so big huge props to you, man. And now we have reached the end. This was an amazing video to make, very fucking long, and I'm tired. I think I have lost all the energy in me to keep talking about it more of this video, and well, I just hope that you guys enjoyed it in the end. And if you guys want to watch more of these type of videos, please let me know. I would love to make more of these type of videos and succeed on past the videos I've been making, you know, because I want to keep on achieving that. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I want to go to bed so bad. I gotta go to work. I hope you guys enjoy your day, and hope you guys enjoy this video. Please sub, like if you want, and have a good day. Bye. Also, Tito, huge fucking favor. If you make the next level and have a bear mask referencing me, I would literally promote the fuck out of this goddamn game, which I'm already doing anyways. But yeah, you could do it. You could do it.